Greetings, instructional leaders. Alyssa Crabtree here. And I just wanted to take a moment and kind of go over prioritizing time. That is one of the biggest conversations that I've been having lately with administrators, with teachers, with teacher leaders, instructional coaches, coordinators, and even assistant superintendents. Everyone is talking about the problem with time. However, I want to kind of remove that stressor off of your plate and let you know that it doesn't have to be the big stressor if you follow these steps. So we're going to kind of break it down a little bit on how I coach people through prioritizing their time. So let's get started. The very first thing that you have to do is on your campus, within your professional learning community, your collaborative team, maybe it is just you yourself. The very first thing you must do is identify the problem. What is happening? What is the big issue on your campus? I'm going to use campus as an example, or a professional learning community here. What is the problem? My dear friend Casey Watts at Catching Up with Casey has a great video called the 10-5-5 protocol on how to identify a real problem on your campus. So this needs to be something, and I will link that in the caption so you can watch that video, but it also needs to be something that you can control. There are so many problems in this world that we cannot control, so don't waste your energy into it. Do not put your energy, that's a time suck. We don't want a time suck. So we have our problem, and then the next thing that you're going to do is identify the root cause. I suggest as a campus, you do this as a full campus. You want all stakeholders invested. As a PLC, you want whole PLCs coming up with this problem and identifying the root cause. If you yourself are working on just individual prioritization, same thing. Maybe get a thought partner to help you determine the root cause. It's always good to have those outside, the people on the outside looking in. It's great to have their perspective. So we are going to do a root cause analysis, and really all I do in this is I just ask why over and over. I go why, until I finally get to the bottom of it. So we have our problem, we have our root cause analysis, and then you are going to determine a goal. And you want it to be smart, very specific and measurable. You want it to be realistic. And the kicker is, when you develop this goal, you are making the main thing the main thing. All other initiatives out the window. You're not worried about it. You are focusing on the one thing. Because guess what? If I have like 20 million priorities coming at me from district, from the state, from the campus, all this stuff, I'm not going to do any of them well. I'm not. I'm going to be stretched too thin. But if it is centered around the goal, I can prioritize it. So I have my goal, I make it smart, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm actually going to create success criteria. What does that look like? What are the outcomes of this goal? This, my friends, is where you want to focus. The success criteria. You're monitoring it, you're watching it, and you're like, okay, for this big goal, what are the success criteria and what are the actions I can take to make sure this success criteria happens? I've done this, and now I want to take you to what I believe is the most important. Responsibilities. Let me write that out right here. You're now going to take it to responsibilities and define everyone's responsibilities. So, what are admin's responsibilities? What are the teacher's responsibilities? What are the students' responsibilities? I know the big hot topic this last year that I worked with on campuses was discipline, behavior management. And so we were generating goals around behavior management, but we had to determine what are the administrators' responsibilities in this, what are the teachers, and what are the students, and everyone needs to have a clear understanding of that. And You don't want to cross over into each other's lanes. Sometimes, especially as educators, we see someone struggling and we just want to pitch in. We just like, okay, let me take over. But that is when overwhelm happens. You have to protect your time. So if I have, as an admin, I have my responsibilities, teachers have theirs, students have theirs, I can hold people accountable. If I'm a teacher, I can hold my admin accountable. And you might even have subgroups. You might have coaches, instructional coaches, and department chairs. You might have specialists, techs. You might have cafeteria workers, custodial workers, everyone. Especially when it comes to behavior, you want all hands on deck. So you're going to define the responsibilities for each one. Now, when I have my responsibilities and it is mapped out, I know as an administrator, these are the things that I need to be doing, and to be sure I include in my schedule. I'm going to intentionally include them in my schedule. And then I go into prioritizing time. Because what I see often happen is people will plan their next week, but there's no end result. There's no goal. It's just like willy-nilly all over the place. Oh, do this, do this, do this. Does it address the goal? The outcomes? Is it my responsibility? Because if I start doing their stuff because they're not doing it, or I start doing their stuff because they're not doing it, guess what? I'm going to become overwhelmed. So as a campus, I would do this whole practice together so that you can clearly define it. And then when I have prioritized time, I am going to calendarize. Sorry, I'm a lefty, everyone. Calendarize my week. This, my friend, is where the magic happens, because when I calendarize my week, I am more intentional. I do it by class periods. I do it, you can do it hour by hour, 45 minutes, 45. You can do it by blocks, however you do it. I do it by lesson class periods because I've lived my entire life in class periods. And so I prioritize my time, I calendarize my week, and then I share it with everyone who needs to see it. Anyone that I work alongside has access to my calendar every week. I create it on Friday, I send it on Friday, so they know Monday through Friday what I'm doing, where I am, when they can come see me, if they want to schedule time with me, all of those good things. Now, I get the question asked a lot, Alyssa, but isn't it going to change my schedule? Absolutely. You are in education, so it is going to change. But that's why I love education. It's always different every day. However, if you have a plan and something comes at you that was spontaneous or unexpected, it's easier to get back on track and follow up with what you missed. So calendarize your week. That is how you prioritize your time. When you do this, you have permission to say no, you have clarity for the work that you do, and you're more productive. So I hope that this helps. Follow these several steps. We are going to identify the problem and the root cause. From that, we're going to create a goal and define the success criteria. Next, we are going to define everyone's responsibilities, all stakeholders' responsibilities, because then, knowing my defined responsibility, I can prioritize my time and calendarize my week. This will not solve every time problem. I'm not oblivious to that. However, it helps. It does make your life easier. I've been doing this for years. It has made the overwhelm more manageable. It's taken it away. It has made my frustration go away because I prioritized the main thing. And that, my friend, is how we can make time manageable. I hope that this helps. And if you have any more questions, if you have any more concerns, send them my way and I can share with you what it is that I do to make my school year rock and amazing. I know you're all heading back to school. I know those kids are so excited to see you. This is going to be the best year yet, my friends. I'm so excited to hear all the wonderful things that you are doing. So shoot me a DM. I can't wait. Talk to you later.